Sup CHP fans, your boy Dos. I've been hearing for a minute that homies want to get like me in the dating game, in the girl game. So today I got a future honey of mine, Maddie Nkotra, here to tell y'all how to get like me. How you doing, Maddie?
Pretty good, how are you?
Doing damn fine. As per, doing damn fine. Alright, so we're going to ask Maddie some questions about how to get girls. I already know it, but this is for the benefit of you losers looking at me. Once you pull up with a fisherman's cap like this and a pair of sunnies, it's over. But for those that can't attain this level of swag, Maddie's going to give you a little preview, a little rundown. Alright, so Maddie, besides a fisherman's hat and long hair, what do you find attractive in a male?
Oh gosh, I like when they wear glasses outside, first of all.
Cheap shot.
Yeah,
Cheap shot.
There's a lot. I think I could answer the other way around better. Like, I think there's a lot that I could find unattractive.
Yeah, what do you find unattractive? What do you find?
The beanie, I think, first of all. And the long hair and the jacket, probably. Yeah.
Right, so we're going there. There. Look, some people just don't like what they can't have. I think that's what's going on here. But are there any other tips about what a man can do to exude confidence, to exude traits that women want?
Okay. Yeah. I think it depends on what you're referring to. Are you saying on dating apps or in person at a club? Or?
I think in person will go to start, I think.
Okay. Give me context.
So, like, I come up to you in the club. I'm dressed like this. I'm dripped up. For someone who doesn't have this level of swag, what would be like an opening line or something like that, or the way they come up to you? What do you want? What do you want?
Okay, that's a good one. I think every girl, if you say straight up, do you want to buy a drink? Do you want a drink? I think that would work pretty well for most girls I know, because then they're kind of stuck with you for a while.
Yeah. If you want to do that kind of James Bond thing where you tell them what drink they're having, what's a go-to thing? What's the drink of choice?
Vodka soda. And I would say vodka soda or sparkling wine. Safe bet.
Sparkling wine.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like goon, or is that like...
It's like a champagne, but cheap, basically.
Cheap champagne?
Yeah. So you just ask for a house sparkling, it's cheap for you, and then they think they're drinking champagne.
Well, that word cheap's not my vocabulary, but... Alright, and for you losers out there that ain't got fat wallets, hope you're listening. Does a woman like intellect? Do they like someone who is intelligent?
Yes, I think that is true, but I do know that a lot of girls do. I've noticed myself and a lot of my friends do go for very dumb guys. So, I mean, yeah, I think it doesn't really impact it that much.
Do you think that's why do you think that is? Why do you think dumb guys attract pretty girls?
I think sometimes girls think that guys are playing games, and sometimes they're actually just dumb and like they don't realize they're not reading your hints or anything like that. So does that mean girls should be looking for someone who is smarter than a usual dumb guy playing games? Yes, I think that is as a general, yeah. I highly recommend a smarter guy. Yeah, see, I already knew that. And that's why I've been polishing up on my reading recently. This right here, this will get you all the girls you want. Alright? This is a manual. Some say that it's kind of like my teachings, but this one here's a little bit ancient. See, you open up to this first page, it's got pictures, so you dumb guys there can read it too. But, what do you think of that? That's a little bit intimate, isn't it? I can't see it. Yeah, that looks nice.
I've been reading. So yeah, so girls like that.
Yes.
I knew that. I knew that. So right, let's assume my advance or whoever's advance in the club comes back well, and you say, take me out on a date. Where should they take you? Okay, I think the most important thing is that you don't ask the girl where she wants to go. Yeah, I think agree. Girls are so indecisive, and if you ask a girl, like, what do you want to do? She's going to be turned off. So I think a safe bet, everyone likes sushi. Or, like, take her to, like, somewhere with, like, pub food, like a nice hotel or something.
because they have pizza, like she can find something she wants. Don't go, if you're telling her where she's going, don't go somewhere really random. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Greek food, so maybe don't do that.
So when you say a pub, does that mean I can take her to the local RSL?
Please don't do that. I wouldn't recommend it, no.
I just like to pay respect. That's what I like to do. So pub food.
Pub food's good because there's a lot of variety. But don't order for her. I think it's good to go somewhere Go somewhere that you know so you can recommend things, but don't order for her.
But if girls are so indecisive, wouldn't the man just take charge and order? Wouldn't they do that?
Sometimes I think it can be attractive, actually. But most of the time, for me especially, I don't eat meat, so I've got to apologize. I'm sorry if I generalize girls, because I'm talking about me and my friends. Yeah. As a general thing, I don't mean every girl thinks this way.
That's what we need to hear. We're looking for the pretty girls, so you and your friends, that's the right demographic.
I think we'd prefer order for ourselves if we're indecisive on what we want to eat. If you asked me what I wanted to eat, I'd be like, I feel like Italian or maybe sushi. That's when we'd get stressed. But if I'm sitting there looking at the menu, I think it's safe to say I can choose something.
Yeah. So fellas, don't underestimate the intellect of the female. They can choose for themselves sometimes. So what's your philosophy on pickup lines?
Oh.
Are there any ones that stand out or that you've gotten and gone, damn, that's the type of guy I like?
I'm obsessed with the COVID pickup lines. I think it's a bit outdated now, but I used to love getting DMs that were like, I thought coronavirus was breathtaking. I thought that was funny. And then I think, but that being said, I think most girls hate pickup lines. And don't ask a girl. I mean, you're a bit younger, so maybe you can ask a girl for her Snapchat, but maybe in the next year or so, just stop that. Don't ask a girl for her Snapchat.
Well, I found that Snapchat's where it's at. That's where you get busy. That's why I would be inclined to do that. But does that mean that if you don't do Snapchat, is a DM slide? Is that something that's effective? I
definitely think that. I think a lot of girls ignore them, but I think if you're DMing a lot of girls, you probably get a good response
you got to
rate.
That's right, fellas. Some of you guys, guys like me, don't know what rejection is, but for guys that get that often, it's not about how many shots you make. It's about how many shots you put up. Doesn't matter where from. You could shoot layups, you could shoot some 3-pointers, or you could go from beyond half court. Sooner or later, one of them babies is going to go in. I'm just going to let you know. Is that the right philosophy?
Yeah.
Did I articulate that?
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I do have a tendency to nail things. I do get that a lot. This is something that I've always been interested in. Are there certain things, certain compliments that a guy shouldn't say, or certain areas a guy shouldn't touch on in a compliment?
It depends on the relationship. If a guy I've never met complimented my boobs, or if a guy I didn't know that well, I'd maybe... I mean, the truth is I think every girl on the inside would be like, that's nice. But I think maybe it would just give off a wrong message. I think that I've noticed that I think a lot of girls prefer getting complimented on things that they've chosen. So I think if you're complimenting a girl on her outfit rather than her eyes, it's because she's gone and she's worked hard, she's found that outfit and she's chosen that for that day, and I think that kind of hits a bit better.
I can see that. I can definitely see that, even with these sunglasses on. I see that would be effective. All right.
Are you on dating apps?
I'm not at the moment. I was for a bit, but I'm not.
You should. That's it. I would do that before DMing.
Oh, really?
Yes, definitely. Definitely go straight to Hinge. I think everyone's using Hinge.
Hinge?
Yeah?
Yeah, I found with Hinge that I get real annoyed looking at all these people's comments about themselves. You know, do you ever get that? The amount of basic... I'm not sure what word I can use here to describe the female. There's not a B word that goes after basic usually, which you guys might be able to fill in, but saying just the most generic, boring shit that I don't actually want to see, and that's one of the reasons I don't really like Hinge. I think that it maybe shows too much personality.
One thing that guys do on Hinge, which I think you should definitely pass this one on, is like, again, I feel bad for talking crap because this, again, is just me and my friends. We talk about this, is that guys will think it's really, really important to mention how much they've traveled. So if I went through my Hinge, I feel like, I think I used to have it so I could prove this to you, but I reckon 4 out of every 5 guys, one of their prompts is like, it'll be like 2 truths and a lie. And it'll be like, I've been to 35 countries in the past 3 years, and then I booked a flight to Europe in 3 hours notice and hopped on a plane. Yeah. Guys do that so much, and it's not like it's a turn off. Obviously, it's good to have a guy that has traveled,
and
but
spontaneous
it's not like,
as well.
It is. So I see why they put it there. But it's like in Australia, everyone, I feel like we're very blessed here, and I feel like a lot of people have traveled. So I would never read that and be like, oh, I should like this guy because he's been to 35 countries in the past few years.
Yeah, that's true. We are blessed. Some more than others, but we is blessed.
Oh, and the other thing don't put on your Hinge is that I think guys think they've cracked the code, and they'll be like, well, my ideal date, and be like, to get to spend time with you, and they'll say things like that, cheesy, which I get why they think it's a good idea, but what they're kind of telling the girl, the message they're sending is that they're happy with saying that to like hundreds of different girls on Hinge, so it doesn't hit as how they think it is. Yeah, that's true. You need to make the girl feel special. That's true. What would your advice be for girls listening who are on Hinge? To try to impress a guy like me on Hinge, what do you have to do? I think that I'm the last person to give advice to girls. In fact, you should probably be giving me advice. That's right. I get that a lot. I saw my friend put one of her prompts was like, what's the way to my heart is like to buy me a coffee in the morning. And to me, I mean, I could be totally reading into it, but to me, I read that as saying in the morning after we've had sex. So it's like, it could be coming off as like easy, so maybe don't. But I don't know, maybe I am reading into that too much, but I told her, I was like, I would take that off because it kind of looks like you're saying we're going to spend the night together and then you're going to buy me coffee in the morning. Yeah, and as a dude, you don't want that. You want a girl to get up and bounce up out the place, bounce up out the crib the morning after. I don't want to see you in the morning. That's what Future says. That's what you soy boys out there, they'd be listening to some Future. I don't want to see you in the morning. I don't want to do that. So another question I have, what are some gifts that shouldn't be given to a woman, other than a man's seed unexpectedly? What shouldn't be a gift given to a woman? You stopped me with that. If you're dating a woman, there's no gift. There's not a single gift that I would receive that I would be like turned off by. That's lovely. That's really nice. I think if you're giving me lingerie at work, if I come into my office and there's a really inappropriate gift on my, that's kind of a different story. But yeah, if I had a partner send me something, like I don't think there's anything, as long as it's not something at work or like maybe in front of my parents, something that would impact that, I think anything would be nice because it's you're saying you're thinking about her. Anything? What if I got you some shake weights or a skipping rope? Oh wait, okay, that didn't even cross. What about a treadmill or one of those? All those TV infomercials that have all that exercise shit. What about if I send that to the office? I would love it if anyone gave something like that to me, except for the guy I'm dating. That would be I would probably block you. To be honest. Well, yeah, I've felt that pain a few times myself. Saying inappropriate gifts like that. Also, inappropriate gifts to GIF. I get in trouble for that a lot. Yeah. What do you think about guys sending gifts and memes and that type of thing? Is there any off-limit memes that shouldn't be sent? I think that this is just in general talking to girls. Anything that if you have not had sex with this girl, if you send anything sex-related, I'm off it. If we have a date, I'll cancel it. Like if you assume that anything sexual is going to happen before anything sexual has happened. So if you sent a sexual meme or GIF, I would not like it. If it's a guy if I'm seeing someone and they send it up, I love it. I think it's funny if you see me, as you're saying, oh, that made me think of you, that's funny. So that's nice, but don't send it to a girl before you have had sex with them.
Yeah, look, I think that's probably fair advice. I think that's true. I think you might find yourself in a bit of trouble if you try getting the pants, counting your chickens before they hatch, so to say. So as a man of equality, which I am known to be of, what do you think about splitting the bill, or should a dude just take it?
I think a lot of people disagree with me on this, my girlfriends. I think the girl should always offer. Always. I don't think that there's anything specific that says a woman should pay for the bill and a man should pay for the bill, or like whoever makes more should pay for the bill. I don't really have an opinion on any of that, but I just know for a fact that I've been on a few dates. I've always offered to pay for the bill, and I've never ever had a guy let me pay. And this is all first dates, by the way. I want to be very clear, first dates. So it's kind of like if a guy, when I do offer, if I was on a date with a guy and he was like, you know what, yeah, like we'll split it. I don't think, this is going to sound bad, I don't think I'd talk to him again. And I don't think any of my girlfriends would either.
So it's kind of like a fake offering, is what I'm getting from it.
It's a very awkward, because you're like, because you'll be like, you'll offer, but like they know that you know that then, like that you're not paying, like, so it's like an acting game. It's really uncomfortable. I like get stressed about it because I'm always happy to pay. If anything, like especially I try and pay for the second date, and it's like I'm willing to pay, but it's like awkward because I genuinely know that he's not going to let me pay. So it's like you offer and it's like really half-assed, and yeah, because that's what it does come off like. I think it happens quite a lot over relationships and on first dates, is that there's a half-assed effort from the woman. That's probably not going in. That's
Definitely going
in.
I think it's fair to say society would tell men not to cry, especially to a woman, especially early in the relationship. I tend to agree with society, because that's not what a man should do. That's not how a man like me will be. What do you think about men showing emotions like crying and that?
I think it's, I think if it's about something unrelated to the relationship, I think I would never judge a man for doing that. And I actually think sometimes it could be a good sign. It's showing that he's not like a sociopath. But if you've cheated on me and then you're down on two knees, like crying to me, that's when I'm like, that's when it would be like unattractive. If it's like you've screwed up and now you're like emotional and you're crying, that's when it's very unattractive.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think the place of the male is to be on his knees. If you don't get that, go back to sex joke college. You need it. I've got classes going right now for relationship advice and also sex jokes. Inappropriate jokes, I think, is a question we should address. Are there topics that a man shouldn't joke about on the first date?
For me personally, race, like anything racist, anything homophobic, things like that, I'm probably not cool with. But what
if they're super funny, like sexist jokes? What if they're super, super funny?
I might on the inside laugh a bit, but like I think it's I don't know, I think there's a line. I have a dark sense of humor. I have a pretty dark sense of humor, so there are a lot of things that you could probably say and I might laugh at. I would probably not laugh at a like racist joke or a sexist joke. Actually, some sexist jokes can be funny depending on like how far it goes, and then definitely nothing homophobic.
Nothing homophobic. Not even. I don't even think I can. I don't think I. Alright, so what if, right? So nothing homophobic. What if I take you out to a nice dinner in Newtown, and there's a bunch of creatures with unambiguous. No, that's not the word, is it? Ambiguous sexual identities walking down the street. Am I allowed to make a joke about that?
No, and I hate that you just called them creatures.
The creatures wasn't. Creatures is a word for anyone. That's
okay.
That's not necessary. I'm not saying gay people are animals. That's getting cut out. that's a hole that I cannot dig myself out of. So how many times does a man have to go out with a woman before you can expect like a sexual encounter, would you say? Or do you think there's no expectations ever?
So, yeah, I think it's very different. You're a lot younger. I think that with girls...
Well, age is just a number. Let's just put that out there. Like Cheap Keith, I'm 300. Keeping it 100.
There's guys that I think girls could literally meet them and know straight away. I know relationships that have formed after a one night stand, and I think the older you get, the more you can kind of tell which guys. I don't think that there should be no expectation at all from a man, but I don't think that from a girl there should be either. I don't think there should be a formula like on the third date we're having sex. Like I think it's just, you know, I think if you feel like having sex with them on the first date, you can. If you feel like waiting 5 months, you can. Like it's whatever you want to do.
Alright, so what should a guy do then if he's taking a girl out to like a nice restaurant like for the third time, is being a simp, is doing everything right, but doesn't bring home the bacon? What is your suggestion to this man?
Okay, I might upset people. I think she's lost her dinner privileges.
Yeah.
I think
Facts.
think,
Listen up.
I'm gonna piss you off with that, but I think you're gonna start taking her on a hike. You're gonna stop spending money on her, and you're gonna say, "Come over, let's watch a movie." And that again does not mean she has to have sex with you, but a lot of girls do take advantage, and I think that at that point, if you've taken her to 3 dinners and she hasn't even given any implication that she is wanting to have sex with you, I think at that point you either stop, like if, I don't know, she might be using you or...
Yeah, well, I think the issue might be, or the bigger issue is that when they are giving the implications, when they are giving the signs, and you got Barry Blue Balls sitting on the other side of the table...
And they're teasing you.
Yeah, you're getting teased. What should a man dare just break it off? Should he just cut his losses and go home, or should he continue fighting if he does like the girl?
If you like a girl, then you should. If anything, I think it's good to... I'm totally contradicting myself, but I think a lot of girls, if you do have to fight for it, it's worth it. So I don't, if you, especially if you don't want to keep spending money, I think you should keep putting effort in, and just maybe try and find cheaper ways to do it, because if you're going to do that with every single girl, unless you have a lot of money... I
know you've been looking at this ice. I know you've been looking. My chain's in the shop right now, but that'll be here next time.
Yeah, I think...
So less money, still
if she's
effort,
like,
though.
if I, again, worry I'm going to annoy people with this, but if this girl, you're talking to her because she made herself seem like that from the beginning, and you were hoping for a one-night stand and you don't like her at all, and you were just trying to get a quick route, and you don't like her, again, if you've noticed after 3 dates you're not into this girl, it's not working out, I wouldn't, then yeah, just walk away. You don't owe her anything, like...
Do you reckon that'll make the girl more attracted to the dude as well if he just walks away?
Absolutely.
Bounces up out of there.
She's gonna
with
be
that
like,
fat
what?
wallet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Something that young rich, not gonna say the next word have, but yeah. Well, I'd like to say a big thank you to the beautiful Maddie Nikotra sitting down with me on episode 1 of Doss's Dating Advice. We're gonna get some more honeys up in here. We might get some hen dog flowing next time. See you on the flippity flop.